Coach, playing Miami again for the second time in 6 days. Ultimately, we'll play them 3 or 4 times over a 3-week span. Just talk a little bit about what it's like preparing for a team you know so well, and then what you expect to see on Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, again, a really focused week. You don't have to look too far back to review the video, to try and grow and learn from some of the positives that happened in the match, and also some of the the challenges that we face that we need to improve. Clearly, Miami's a really good team. They've been good all season, well experienced, and now the playoffs begin, and we expect a really competitive series.
Great, go ahead, Jacob. Start us off.
Yeah, BJ, this outside of the U.S. Open Cup win, you guys lost 7 of your final 10 games in MLS play to end the regular season. How are you? Are you looking at the playoffs as maybe kind of a clean slate in that regard?
I mean, we're looking at the playoffs as we've got a game versus Miami on Saturday night or Friday night. We know exactly what they're about. They know what we're about. I don't think anything in the past is indicative of what's going to happen in the future, and I think we're pretty much anchored to the present, which is getting on the plane and trying to start this series on the right foot.
I know you mentioned after Saturday's game that you probably didn't do a good enough job defending Lionel Messi, with his hat trick. I guess what maybe are some things that you took away from Saturday's game on how to limit his effectiveness?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I still think it's a good team, right? Like, the team is really good, and he's a big part of that. He's a big focal point of that. But at the same time, I think as a group, we just have to be better collectively, defensively, making sure that the ball gets pushed into areas that we want it to get pushed into, and then when we retain the ball and when we win the ball, to keep it, and still try to create goal scoring chances.
Karen, go ahead.
Just talk about the excitement of your locker room, just being in the playoffs and having this opportunity to take on a good team like Miami.
Yeah, from the beginning of the season, we talked about earning our way into the playoffs. The playoffs are representative of your body of work, and I think the group is proud. I know I'm proud of the group, of the body of work that they've put in this season, and that's given us the opportunity, right? There's, I think, 14 teams right now that aren't playing after last night, and so we're fortunate to be in this position, and we're excited to get started.
Go ahead, Claudia.
BJ, as difficult as it is in any game to keep high pressure for 90 minutes, and it's pretty much impossible. Nashville has had the best games of the season when you're able to do that for a longer period of time within a game. It seems like that didn't happen much in the second half. How can the team do that much better in order to beat these guys?
Yeah, I think when you talk about setting your high press, it's about where are you losing the ball. And I thought we lost the ball ourselves too many times in our own half of the field. So therefore, it's very difficult to get out and press the team. So, for us, it's going to start with, are we able to be more secure with the ball when we win it? And can we advance it and try to, again, if we can't create goal-scoring chances and we lose it, are we losing it in good positions where we can press it again or get numbers back behind the ball to then, initiate our high press?
Now, as difficult as it is to keep Messi in place, I guess one of the only one thing that you can do is try to see how he cannot get as many balls as he can, especially in those positions where he can actually do so much damage. How difficult that is to maintain as well.
Yeah, it takes a 90-minute focus. That's what we talk about. You have to be focused for 90 minutes. And again, I think it's more about the group collectively being able to do that and limit space in and around the middle of the field. So I think if we're successful at doing that, we'll limit opportunities. I don't think you can eliminate them, but can we keep them to a minimum? That's the goal.
Yeah, Claudio asked about pressing. It feels like just with the players they have, they're like Busquets and Alba and Messi and DePaul, they can play through a press, but also if you sit too deep, then they can break you down that way. Kind of how do you try to balance that and not get caught out in the press, but also just not be passive?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about world-class players, and not just from the technical standpoint. I mean, you're talking about tactically. Every little thing you do, they continually make adjustments. And so for us, it's about the collective. Can we stay compact? Can we stay connected? And can we build pressure together? And I think if we're able to do it collectively, then we'll find moments to get the ball into areas that we think are good to, accelerate the press and try to win it.
Then I want to ask about Sam. Obviously, kind of a career best year for him in the Golden Boot race up until the end. Just what have you made of his performance and his improvement this year, and also how important is it to have a guy like him you can count on for goals every game going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think I think for Sam, it's first testament to the hard work that he put in to have the season that he did, and it's a daily hard work. You know, the professionalism that he shows and works hard before and after training. You know, I think that it's nice when it comes to fruition on the field, and it's a great benefit for us because we know that we have a guy and with him and Hani that can score goals, and they're a threat, and opponents have to respect them, and then that opens up space for other people, and that helps them make their teammates better. And so, yeah, when you have a guy that can score a big goal, which he's done, you know that you're going to be in every single game.
Bob?
Vijay, how much more does I just lost train of thought. Does it ramp up during the playoffs versus during the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, when you get into these games, these series, I think even if you watched the game last night, like the intensity is going to go up. Everything gets magnified. The moments are less, so you got to make you have to make the most of your moments. But we have experience doing that through that Open Cup run, so I think that's going to help us and give us that confidence in the game that we can handle when it gets pushed up a little bit. But it certainly always goes up. It always goes up a notch, especially when you're playing a team that you have a lot of familiarity with at this point.
How hard is it to beat a team like 3 times?
Yeah, I think it's it's hard because you're so familiar with one another. So it's going to be, then it starts to get to where it's like about the mentality and the commitment in the group and being able to stay connected and focused for 90 minutes after you sort of like settle the tactics down, right? That's the beginning of the game, but the series is really going to come down to which team can stick together longer and compete, over this period of time.
We'll go to Valera on Zoom. You might be muted, Valera. I will try John and come back to Valera.
BJ, I know it's been a little bit since the team has beaten Miami. I wonder when there's a stretch like that, do you have to work, against doubt creeping in at all in the back of players' mind, especially, when things go wrong, if you allow a goal or two, does that at all creep into creep into the back of players' minds? Is that something that you have to address at all?
Now, this group, I think, shown how resilient they are. And I think, not only that, but I think they've also shown how adaptable they are. And I think when you combine those two things, they have this unwavering spirit to continue to just compete. And so as we continue to play Miami, last week and now starting the playoffs, I think that strong resilience from the group will be there to fight and compete. And at the same time, we'll be able to adapt to the demands of the game and whatever the game sort of presents itself, Friday night and beyond.
And I'm sorry if I missed this at some point during the week, but any updates for the injured guys, I guess, and especially Jacob? Any news to report on that front?
Jacob is full. He fully available.
I will go to Valera.
Yeah, BJ, can you hear me now?
Yes, we have you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Coming into the season, obviously, it was still you were in a pretty new role, all things considered. And we kept hearing about Nashville SC 2.0 and what you're trying to build. Now that the regular season is over, you have a trophy, but away from the results, how close are you personnel and tactically on the pitch to that sort of ideal Nashville SC 2.0?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look over the body of work that we had, if I'm not mistaken, in the Eastern Conference, I think we're second in goals or expected goals, and we're second or third or fourth or something like that in goals against. So on both sides of the ball that we focus on, I think we've made really great strides throughout the season. We've improved throughout the season, and I think we've shown moments, long stretches of it in terms of weeks, and long periods of it during games of us playing well. And now it's just about continuing to build that so that we get more and more consistent. Through weeks of playing together, and can we put together full 90-minute performances?
And Ahmed Qasim and Johnny Perez have been away from the team for a little bit due to an injury. Will they be back tomorrow?
Johnny is out. Ahmed is questionable day to day. But he was with the training parts of with the team.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Coach. Thanks, guys. Really
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.